Så, godmorgen og velkommen til det her torsdagswebinar, som jeg har glædet mig rigtig meget til, hvor vi skal snakke om AI og HubSpot, og AI i det hele taget, og markedsføring. Og i dag har vi fået den glæde at have Simone Donnelly fra HubSpot med. Og jeg tænker, at min del af webinaret vil være på dansk, og Simones det bliver på engelsk. Så Simone, I just told that I will do it in Danish, and you will do your part in English. So yeah, and jeg optager, som jeg sagde, webinaret, og du får link til optagelsen efterfølgende. Du er velkommen til at stille spørgsmål, og det gør du i Q&A. Og vi tager spørgsmålene til sidst, så vi er sikre på, at vi kommer igennem dagens program. Yes. Så jeg vil dele min skærm. Så. Ja, først lidt om HubSpot og relevans, og så vil jeg tale lidt om AI set fra bureauets side, fra vores side, og så AI på systemleverandørens side. Og hvis vi lige først skal tale lidt omkring HubSpot, så er det jo en SaaS-virksomhed, hvor kernen det er et CRM-system, sammenbygget med CMS, salg, marketing og service. Så det er den fulde vækstpakke. HubSpot er børsnoteret i New York og har mere end 8.800 medarbejdere, og de er fordelt på 15 kontorer i 14 lande. Relevans, vi ligger her i København, er et marketingbureau. Vi har fokus på branding og lead-generering, og så har vi også adfærdsdesign og er HubSpot platinpartner med. Jeg får lige en besked om, at min internetforbindelse er så god. Jeg håber, det går. Når vi siger adfærdsdesign, så ligger det så hen over både branding og lead generering, fordi vi kan bare konstatere, at det er nødvendigt at tænke adfærdspsykologi og adfærdsdesign ind over for at få så stor konvertering som muligt på den kommunikation, som vi udvikler. Det samme gør sig gældende, når vi så også er HubSpot-partner, nemlig at det gælder om at optimere på det, som vi udvikler, og et system som HubSpot holder virkelig godt hånd i hele din kommunikation, dit salg, service og de der moduler, som jeg nu nævnte, HubSpot har. Så det er vores pakke. Og i dag, jamen vi må jo sige, det er øjebliksbilledet i marts 2026, fordi AI udvikler sig bare med lynens hast, så hvad der gældende nu er måske historie, eller det er jo historie i april, men måske også lidt outdated. Men lad os nu tage det, som det er nu. AI ændrer marketing, men det gør det nødvendigvis ikke nemmere. Der bliver promptet. Jeg tror på, at du og alle de andre, som kigger med i dag, har prøvet ChatGPT, Gemini og de andre AI-søgemaskiner, og der bliver bare promptet rigtig meget, både til at skabe tekst og billeder. Og det, der sker, det er jo, at kampagner de bliver udviklet med lynens hast. Og det hele det lyder umiddelbart helt fantastisk, men samtidig oplever man langt de fleste nogle meget grundlæggende udfordringer. Fordi med AI, der afhænger outputtet fuldstændig af den datakvalitet, der arbejdes på, hvordan du prompter, og i hvilken kontekst du sætter det hele op. Så selvom AI kan gøre tingene meget hurtigt, så gør det ikke nødvendigvis marketing hverken nemmere eller bedre. Fordi hvis data, strategi eller prompts de er forkerte, jamen så accelererer du sådan set bare de forkerte ting. Og det næste er jo så, når du kan producere så hurtigt, og AI gør jo rent faktisk, at det ser meget godt ud, det der bliver udviklet. Så når du synes, at det ser godt nok ud, din kampagne er fin, men hvor effektiv er den så reelt iblandt den myriade af kampagner og information, der ellers bliver spyttet ud fra alle, som tænker, de kan gøre det nu. Det bliver ikke anderledes, end det er nu. Det kommer bare til at gå hurtigere. Og som jeg indledte med at sige, så har vi meget fokus på adfærdspsykologien, og de foregående 2 torsdage har jeg netop talt omkring adfærdspsykologi. Og den udfordring, som vi ser i dag, ser vi jo også med AI, og måske bare forstærket. Hvis du skal have folk til at reagere på det, du udvikler, så bliver du nødt til at have en indsigt i, hvad er det, der får os til at reagere som mennesker. På de 2 foregående webinarer har jeg jo talt om, hjernen bliver bombarderet med over 40 milliarder impulser i sekundet, og det er jo hele dit følelsesbevægelsesapparat, eller sanseapparat, lugt, lyd på huden og øjnene og det hele. Og man kan maks allokere opmærksomheden til 40 af de her impulser. Er det noget, jeg skal tage mig af? Så hvis du stadigvæk får kommunikeret indenfra og ud med din AI-prompting, hvilket der er ret stor sandsynlighed for, fordi AI kigger ned på det datasæt, der ligger, og ikke på, hvordan kommunikerer du ind til den intuitive del af din hjerne. Fordi du bliver nødt til at kommunikere til den intuitive del for overhovedet at få skabt opmærksomhed. Så risikoen er jo virkelig, at der bare kommer rigtig meget kommunikation, som ikke har nogen effekt. Og så kan du så argumentere, jamen så kan jeg lave bare en kampagne mere og køre den af, så vi hele tiden er i beta. Vi tester bare af hele tiden. Det accelererer sådan set bare problemet. Forkert input medfører også hurtigere produktion af de forkerte ting. Og ja, det er der, vi eller har vores berettigelse, vil jeg så sige, fordi vi får lagt det her filter ned over og siger, hvad er det så egentlig, der får din målgruppe til at konvertere, gøre det, som du gerne vil have dem til at gøre. Ja, hvor er den så reelle kamp med AI og marketing? Udover det grundlag, AI arbejder på, er det, som maskinerne allerede tænker, eller kender, eller det, du fodrer dem med, så er det ufuldstændige og ustrukturerede datagrundlag måske endda spredt over forskellige systemer. Og det betyder jo, at outputtet igen bliver det herefter. Vi ser meget hyppigt stadigvæk, at salgsindsigter ligger i et system, og marketingindsigter ligger i et andet system. Og så giver resultatet sig selv, at AI de skal jo kigge ned i begge systemer. Og hvis ikke du giver dem adgang til at kigge ned i dine systemer, hvilket du faktisk kan få Copilot til at gøre, så får du en slagside i det, du bygger. Du får i hvert fald ikke det komplette billede. Og du risikerer sådan set også, at AI jo begynder at bygge på det, den kender fra det, der allerede ligger i hele den maskinlæring, der har været i de der kæmpe datacenter, de bygger op. Og bygger den på de data, som den kender. Når du sætter det i gang, jamen risikoen er jo så, at din kampagne kommer til at ligne alle de andres kampagner. Så ja, det er en kæmpe udfordring, som der skal tages højde for. Og det er jo faktisk her, at HubSpot har en helt unik fordel. HubSpot er et system, alle data er samlet i den samme programmerede platform. Og det vil sige, når HubSpot, som HubSpot har implementeret AI-funktioner, så kigger HubSpot ned i alle data. Så du kan tappe ind i, hvordan kunderejsen ser ud, og du kan tappe ind i, hvad salg har snakket og gjort med potentielle kunder. Du kan tappe ind i, hvad du har gjort af marketing, hvad har din målgruppe klikket på, og gjort af handlinger i øvrigt. Og HubSpots AI-funktioner, det er blandt andet Breeze, som er den her assistent, som du kan sætte op, og den AI-baseret segmentering og AI-understøttet kampagneopsætning. Og ikke mindst så har HubSpot også en AI, der understøtter overholdelse af brandregler. Fordi det, der jo også sker, når du arbejder med AI, og det kører ud af en retning, jamen hvordan bliver dit brand bygget? Det du risikerer, det er, at dit brand, når du kreerer en kampagne, så kommer du til at fremstå som med en type og en anden type næste gang, du får AI til at generere en kampagne for dig. Men HubSpot sikrer, fordi at vi kan lægge din brand values ind i HubSpot, når du etablerer en HubSpot-løsning. Og den brand value, den kan HubSpot sige, overholder den der kampagne, du er i gang med at bygge, overholder den din brand values. Og det vil sige, at du bygger på din brand værdi hele tiden, hvor det kan du ikke, hvis du bruger ChatGPT eller lignende. Så skal du sige, at det skal ligne noget af det ene eller andet eller det tredje. Men her der sikrer vi, at du overholder din brandværdi. Og konklusionen er måske, at en AI-implementering handler i virkeligheden først og fremmest om at få styr på dit fundament. Ja. Vi bruger jo også AI aktivt i vores arbejde, men som sagt, så bliver vi nødt til at have den her faglighed, som vi lægger ned over som filter. Og så når vi hjælper dig med strategi og opsætning og drift af dit system, så får du trygge for, at du kommer til at arbejde i en rigtig retning, både udviklings- og effektmæssigt. Vi sørger for data struktureret, korrekt defineret lead funnel og lead stadier. Den marketing automation bliver sat op, tapper ind i jeres kunderejser, og vi kan sætte en målstyring op til dig og en rapportering, som så tracker, du er på rette vej, og vi sikrer den bedre samspil med marketing og salg, og de bedst mulige resultater for de kampagner, du genererer. Ja, og det sikrer selvfølgelig i sidste ende en høj return on marketing investment, så det er det hele, det drejer sig om jo. Det gælder ikke bare om at skyde materialer afsted. Og Simone vil lige om lidt komme ind på en AI maturity model, som vil tage yderligere ind i de udfordringer, som jeg snakker om. Og man kan sige sådan, inden jeg nu, at Simone kommer på, vi kan sige sådan, at AI kan accelerere din produktion af kommunikation. Og vi på bureausiden, vi sikrer kvaliteten og effekten af den, ligesom vi altid har gjort. Godt. And that was the clue for you, Simone. So you can take over the presentation.
Thank you. I'm actually going to share my screen. Oh, can you allow me? Actually, I'm going to send you a request. You should receive a request so that I can share my screen. I mean, it's the same presentation, but it would be great. Yeah, thank you. So you should all now see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you very much, Morten. Let me move the Zoom bar. Okay, good. So, well, first of all, good morning, everybody. As mentioned by Morten, my name is Simone. I'm a partner manager here at HubSpot, and I work with relevance. So good to see you all. Very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I could not make it in person, but my Danish is not that good, so maybe it's better like that for this time. Now, in terms of today's agenda for me? We're gonna go through a very quick recap about Inbound, which is our yearly conference that was held late last year in San Francisco, and the takeaways. We'll talk about the current market status and how AI is changing the way we work. And then we'll look into how HubSpot can help AI, general understanding and adoption, and how a good HubSpot partner can help this process with their services and knowledge. But first of all, I wanted to thank Relevance as the host of this webinar and for the opportunity to participate in this event. Relevance is made of a team of professionals that are trusted, long-standing member of our partner program. There are platinum tiered partners. We have tiers, and platinum, it's a well-established kind of high-level partner, meaning that they have demonstrated their competency, their professionalism, their ability to drive results. And I've taken a quick summary of what users say about them in their comments, in their feedbacks. So Relevance clients say that HubSpot, as recommended and implemented by Relevance, has given them much more structured and efficient sales and lead generation setup. They highlight smooth implementation, better overview of data and activities in one CRM, and inbound automations that deliver more and warmer leads to sales. So this is great. This is what people say. I think it's a good indicator of, what a partner can bring to the table. So in terms of inbound, it's always an action-packed week. We've shared a lot of market trends, product updates, a bunch of other sessions about different topics. But for me, there were a couple of big takeaways which are relevant for today's event. First, we introduced a new framework called Loop Marketing, which includes kind of new tactics and product to help companies grow into the AI era. And second, there were many product releases, updates, enhancement to our AI feature. But these new products actually can be quite daunting or scary or can distract. And customers and users may need guidance or understanding before adopting and enabling AI features, and we'll cover this in depth. Now, the current reality that companies are facing today is that the marketing landscape is making a massive shift, and it has been over the last 2 years. AI is changing, is reshaping the way we approach every conversation. In today's market, AI is not just an add-on feature, it's becoming necessary, because not adopting changes, not evolving means being left behind, because our competitors are maybe using, and will be using AI. So the old marketing ways of website traffic and content strategies are not cutting anymore. They're not working altogether, but they need integration. So this does not mean that AI is always the answer. But we need to be aware of, the market is changing and we need to evolve accordingly. And, our own experience here at HubSpot is that often our prospects and clients, as I said, are not fully prepared to make that step. Now, the pain is real for marketers and companies right now. Customers are telling us that traffic is down, website traffic, leads are not converting. They don't move fast enough in the closing cycle. And some people are actually worried about their own job. Stakeholders, decision makers are pushing teams to drive growth, and it's taking long to improve campaigns. We know that 60% of Google searches result in 0 clicks in terms of being redirected to a website. So AI has changed, and answer engine optimization has changed traditional marketing, and clients are turning to HubSpot and our partners for guidance because the playbook that they know is played out, is not producing the same results. And again, they need help getting started with AI, but don't often know where to focus or how to get started with all the background noise. Sorry, my screen is just frozen there. There you go. Now, HubSpot answer to this change is loop marketing. This framework is not a replacement of the attract, engage, and delight stages, but it's more of an improvement, if we like, that gives AI a more important, more prominent role. To quickly recap without getting too many details, it allows for faster go-to-market strategies through AI-powered workflows, helping get a campaign launched in days, not weeks or months sometimes. A deeper customer connection through personal, contextual, and relevant content, relevant to the person who's going to read it, which is now made possible through data and artificial intelligence accessing that data and making changes accordingly. Lower acquisition cost using diversified channels that are in demand. So again, moving away from Google SEO as the number one focus. And continuous optimization through AI that learns and improve a campaign after every iteration. Now, loop market sounds great on paper, like all the new products, but daily reality is different. What we've learned from talking to hundreds of customers and prospects is that not all customers are in the same readiness stage or knowledge level when it comes to AI. In fact, I think one of the largest issues is for customers or prospects to be driven by the features rather than their needs. Of course, people are naturally attracted and exposed to new technology and so on, and they look to adopt that, but more often than not, the starting point is where you are, what your needs are, and technology serving the purpose of achieving your goals. Technology is a tool to enable your vision, is not the solution per se. So my first question for each of you today is if I was to ask you, what is your current usage of AI and what is your comfort level with it these days? So that's why we introduced our new HubSpot AI maturity model. This is self-explanatory. It's a simple framework that helps us meet prospects and clients where they are and match the right HubSpot products and partner to their stage and their goal. So on the far left, we have those who are AI curious, just exploring opportunities. There's the flash news about AI, but they're not quite sure how to break through the noise. This is honestly where the majority of our customers are today. Whether they're slow to innovate in industries like manufacturing or finance, or they're dealing with a bit of fear of AI, they need to feel eased into the change and empowered. So others are further along the path and getting started. They're likely using ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or other top tools, but in small pockets, siloed, right? They understand the value, but they haven't quite figured out how to scale beyond a few simple use cases or features. Others are building momentum with AI and beginning to adopt agents that work for them, like our prospecting or customer agents, while some organizations are leading the way, with customizable AI that is tailored to their specific business, use cases, industry, and so on. We are absolutely already scaling our efforts. We're constantly pushing the limits. We have AI adoption, metrics. But here is the key. HubSpot alone, the features is not one size fits all. So if you're AI curious, you should probably first focus on, again, starting on your goals and first adopting, a customer platform with one or two quick wins. We have some embedded AI features, that are fairly easy to use. Not realistic, to expect to jump straight into, agent adoption, which is an amazing tool, but it does require clean data, knowledge of the tool, setting up, and so on. So it's about your own worldview, and get access to the features that are important at that specific moment for that specific need, and then move on. And that is where a partner play a key role. So a partner uh, can understand where you are in your journey, knows your strengths and limits, and can offer a service, a support that we, as technology partner, cannot provide without that personal knowledge, that personal understanding. So with all the current noise about AI, curiosity can actually result in stress, right? We found out that AI conversation, I experienced that myself, the AI conversations can have a negative impact and it can generate insecurity, almost fear of missing out, right? I got the world is changing. I'm going to be left behind. I'm going to lose my job, you know? So while this is driven by awareness that, there is a gap to close and positive, drive to improve, if managed incorrectly, if not focused correctly, can actually increase the gap between the available AI technology, the usage, and the actual results. So it sounds counterintuitive, but, it's what a lot of customers shared with us. So again, this is where a good partner comes into play. Now, personally, I am a slow changer. I do need to clarify maybe too much before I move on, but I'm lucky to be working for a technology company that has made, its mission to be at the front of this change. Just like HubSpot was at the forefront with inbound marketing in the early 2010s, we're well positioned, to lead the AI revolution. So with that, we're talking with prospects that are just getting started with AI, and they're looking to us and to our partners to show what's working, to guide them through the transformation. Soon, AI will not just be a collection of individual features available in one tool, but will be the engine that can guide us through the features and potentials. I mean, the more data you have, the better AI works. So obviously the ultimate goal is to connect as much data as possible so that AI can make a decision based on more variables and components. So the way I see AI developing is AI is going to be including more and more of our tools, that we use, not just your CRM, but our AI tools include our Slack, our help pages, our emails, our call recordings. So if I ask my AI a question about relevance, they will be looking for the calls we had, emails I've sent, the chat we have. We use Slack for our internal chat, and our own CRM. So that's really where the power comes in and where I think personally AI is going and where I think will bring the most results. Now, we pulled these quotes from people who use marketing, who use HubSpot, sorry, and who have purchased or considering our hub. I'm sure some of these pain points sound familiar to you, right? Now, to clarify, marketers, platform users, sales rep, managers, and so on, they are not asking about AI features or HubSpot specific tools. Well, they are when they're looking for the solution, but the source, the root of the problem is that they're asking fundamental questions like, how do I do marketing better? How do I fill the demand gap that I've lost to declining Google, SEO, organic website traffic? How do I get better results with my sales team? How do I communicate the value of what I'm doing to my leadership team? So behind this question is real pressure. As mentioned earlier, AI has changed and fundamentally disrupted traditional marketing, hindering traffic, leads not converting, campaigns taking long and such, and all the while decision makers, CEOs are demanding growth. So the goal is to make the connection between this question and which AI technology can help, right? So with everything we're hearing from marketing prospects, there are two fundamental issues that this shrinks down to. Cannot personalize at a scale because the data is scattered, and I cannot launch, repeat, and campaigns. And campaigns includes everything: outreach, can be content, it can be video, it can still be, SEO, because the systems are fragmented. Okay, how are we doing with time? 31. Now, So how does unified centralized data help? Because they offer solution based on where you are, focused on all the information kept in one single place. They unified all the data needed and make loop marketing possible. So that, for example, Data Hub is the evolution of our Operation Hub, which used to be for technical users, but it's now a lot more accessible to everyday users and helps connect and use the data that is needed to personalize at a scale, on large volumes and not individually. And Marketing Hub has been remade for the AI area. That's where you're seeing features like answer engine optimization strategy, large language model source visibility, AI-powered features, and such and such. Now, let us look into everyday challenges, right? So we at HubSpot, when we're talking to a potential client, we approach the discovery phase with a clear framework, okay? It's called proofs. It's an acronym. For today, we'll just focus on the P and the R, which is problem and root cause. So the root cause of the problem is that personalization and rapid campaign iteration are blocked by fragmented data, as we said, right? Marketers have customers' data scattered across different CRMs, spreadsheet, warehouses, individual laptops, or different tools. So without unified profiles, so they all fall back on shallow, non-personalized campaigns that buyers ignore. They also can't launch campaigns quickly or repeat them, iterate them in real time because they're constantly pulling reports from fragmented systems, burning precious time instead of building effective campaigns to stay ahead of the competition. Okay? Now, from a business perspective, when personalization fails and campaigns are slow, all metrics suffer. Conversion rates drop, cost per lead increases, and the marketing source pipeline decrease. So they're pretty much flying blind on campaigns, have a low marketing ROI and overall, lower revenue. But the identity pain runs deeper. The inability to prove tangible value and ROI can impact personal metrics, can put personal reputation at risk, and can compromise one's credibility with leadership. So this is not just a marketing problem, it's a revenue problem, it's a job security problem, and sometimes a professional success problem. So HubSpot solution eliminates the root cause of scattered data and disparate system and tools. Instead of quarterly planning and stitching 5 tools together, HubSpot platforms can solve these all together. So Data Hub unifies all the data, marketing activates it, sales closes the loop, services joins the dots between a prospect who becomes a client who then becomes a promoter of your brand, of your product. And that's how we keep the flywheel spinning. So we know that AI runs a complete customer views, and this enables to launch personalized campaigns in days, as we said, adopt messaging based on real-time customer behavior and signals, and generate accurate lead scores using data from all touch points. I just discovered a new feature that into our AI email sending that sends the email based on when the recipient usually opens their emails. So it keeps track of, if Simone opens his emails on the morning at 9 o'clock, it keeps track of the time and will send the email at 8:59 so that it sits on top of your list of emails. That's just one of, the amazing features that AI can offer. So as we said, Sales App closes the selling process, Service App turns the client to promoters, and apps generate recurring revenue. Okay. Now let's take a look at how HubSpot solves these common problems. We've identified customers who need AI-powered solutions but aren't great experts. As I said, our AI curious and getting started prospects represent the majority of our market. They need speed and personalization and flexibility needed to meet where they are by focusing on positions, on using, on adopting features that solve their immediate needs. Okay, so in ways that AI can be easily understood and adopted. So let's start with personalization. These four tools help customers solve their personalization challenges, drive traffic, lead conversion. For the sake of time, we'll skip the details because we are a tiny bit late and I don't want to take too long. Important to know that relevance, Lars and Morten can help you with aligning which HubSpot feature best addresses your specific needs. These are the specific feature to solve for marketers' inability to iterate quickly. Every feature listed here is designed to eliminate friction that slows down campaign cycles. An important consideration is about speed, with AI being able to analyze results and efficiently make changes for future campaigns. So we mentioned already that we are in the middle of a shake-up, and then the use of AI is changing the landscape for marketers, data admins, tech, sales rep, coders, and so on. But how does HubSpot measure with competitive scenario? So there are a lot of competitors out there, depending on what feature you use in our software that are different. I guess generally speaking, for marketing, they're Salesforce, Mailchimp, and ActiveCampaign. Let's quickly dig into 3 areas where HubSpot really shines against the competitors with our newest features. So deeper personalization, the new segment summits on our feature is a big differentiator, as well as our one-to-one email and personalizations agents. Segmentation has always been a HubSpot strength because of all the data that we have across the different hubs. And we're also catching up with adding send time optimization, as I was saying. Okay. Most of our competitors don't have these features in that. Okay. The analytic we offer, the ability to generate content variation by segmenting AI, by segmentations focused based on AI. In terms of easier campaign management, new Marketing Studio Campaign Designer with a multiplayer canvas, AI-powered content remix is a big differentiator. It competes even with third-party planning tools like Asana. And most competitors lack a competitive campaign workspace and don't have the ability to remix existing content into that. Okay, and some competitors also don't have customizable AI brand voice settings like HubSpot. In terms of full funnel marketing, HubSpot is leaning on emerging channels like podcasts, videos, and so on, unlike competitors who are innovating less quickly, I guess. Most of our competitors either do acquisition, so ads, social web, or marketing retention, email, SMS. HubSpot kind of does both, or gives you all the features to use them, according to how you want to use them, with a full customer journey mapping and revenue attribution reporting is where to tie the results with the effort. And additionally, many of our competitors focus on contact-based marketing and lack strong account-based marketing at a higher level, which we have as features. We have them, both in our tool. In terms of weaknesses, I think it's also important to cover that HubSpot SMS marketing does exist. It's great for blast marketing, and we do include reply management now. But if customers are looking to initiate a one-to-one, two-way outbound SMS conversation, should probably use a partner solution like Sales Message or something more specific like that. We do offer advanced WhatsApp workflows, like if the customer says these do X for conversational automations. But if you want to build specific WhatsApp workflows, which also integrate your HubSpot, you probably need an external partner solution. Okay. And yeah, we do not offer in-app push messaging. Okay. But I think it's important to cover, to be aware of, where you stand before making a decision. Now we are almost there with 5 minutes to go. So this is my last slide. So to close today, I wanted to recap what I think is important for me. So the first point, I think I like to repeat it. It's super important to take time to assess where you are in the journey. Ignore the background noise. Uh, you know, the external available features should not distract from your goals. They should not add pressure to your plans. You should always start by looking at what are our goals. And, you know, it may sound superficial or, or silly, but goals, of course, goals are always revenue, but they need to be broken down in, what are real goals? Are they just operational? When we talk about we want more revenue, I mean, if you look at HubSpot, okay, and if we were to break down our revenue, 40% of our revenue year on year comes from, probably a bit more than that, I think we're about 50%, comes from upselling and cross-selling subscription to existing clients. So of course you want to generate new clients, and 50% of our revenue comes from new clients, and that's where, the real growth is. But half of our revenue comes from understanding that our current customers base, we've built fidelity, we've built trust, they know our tools. They're more likely, we're not pitching the product from scratch. So we have process in place. Our customer success manager have metrics based on how much their clients are spending with us. Because we know how important that revenue is. It happens organically. A client will come and say, look, we also need that. But if we don't explain them what new features we have, what limitations are going to hit, if we don't educate them about what are the next steps, what do we see growth being like on their account, they're unlikely to spend more, even though there would be benefits attached. So this to give the example that, your goals can be operational, yeah, it can be marketing oriented, but more often than not, it's sales process is the bottleneck. Sales are not followed up correctly. Sales manager are not aware what is going on. They don't have metric to measure the close rate. So what I mean is that AI should be the choice of the AI features should be centered not on the options of AI that you have, but should be based on your challenges, the goals that you have. Now, the other component is setting up realistic goals. 1, 2 achievable goals are enough at the beginning to get the wheel spinning, which is the hardest part. We use the SMART acronym for goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And I think realistic and achievable will ultimately define their success. It's a lot easier to achieve 2 goals, understanding what has worked and then move on, then set up 10 goals. Only some are going to be achieved, probably going to obtain the same results, but there's going to be a separation between what was the initial goal and what was the final result. And be clear and deliberate about deciding what knowledge you already have internally, what knowledge you need to be access to externally, and what knowledge you want to build internally. So, partners like Relevance, they do training, they do product delivery, they do platform adoption, they're well established, they can help into that. And if you don't know, if you're not sure what you want to develop internally and what you want to learn externally, just ask them, do lean into their knowledge. And that's it from my side. Thank you for your attention. 44 minutes ago, took me a little longer. But yeah, I'll pass it back to Morten, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Simona. Thank you. Very nice, and you just rounded up very smoothly, because it's so interesting with the loop marketing, and also your SMART goals, where we also assist them. That's why we also have this webinar, is because we need to make our participants aware of the possibilities, and for us, of course, it's upselling, but of course it should be a growth driver for the companies using HubSpot. So very, very nice, Simona. And I have just one last slide. I just think I don't put it on because I just want to sum it up, that AI is, of course, changing marketing. Technology isn't enough. There's more in it. It demands the strategy, it demands the structure, it demands the tool, the software, the expertise and insights is crucial. make this work and make it efficient. And finally, people who uses the AI correctly has a winning platform, I think. Yes. So that was our webinar for today. And we are going to question and answers now. And this one is for you, Simona. And I hope you all will pop questions now. We have a representative from HubSpot today here. But the first question is, compared to Claude and ChatGPT, how strong is Breeze AI engine in HubSpot? And in what fields or areas?
So to answer this question, I would need to ask let's pick Claude, okay, or Notebook LM or any other AI. The AI support is going to be as good as the information it has access to, okay? So Claude will give you a great answer if Claude can access a large data set. So if you want to give access to your Google Drive, if you want to give access to the help pages and so on. So yes, AI are always evolving and they're neck to neck. So you'll find that one AI may be able to do something and then next week competitors will be able to do the same because they want to stay up to competition. What really makes the difference is how much data can the AI access, because the more data it has, the more accurate the answer can be. So our Breeze agents is good because we have centralized data as our own marketing value. If you have 5 companies in your CRM, if you have 5 contacts, you're not going to get much data out of Breeze, because what will be based on we keep track of users, what website you visited, what pages you visited, how many calls you've had, and so on. If you have 2 contacts and you've called them once, there's not much data. To give you an example, we use HubSpot for ourselves, obviously. So Breeze Agency is amazing because we have millions of contacts in our database, and we had some contacts for years. So when I ask our Breeze agents to give me an idea of what has Morten done with relevance, it'll give me the history since I've been HubSpot partners, which is God knows for how many years. So, that's how good that is. So it's as good as the data that you put in, and these tallies goes back to setting up a system that keeps track of all the activities that you do. You may not have data now, but that's not important for you. It's more important of how do we start gathering data? How do we start enable that? Just to give an answer, we use Glean, I use ChatGPT, I use Claude, I use Notebook LM, but what I do is I make sure that they have access to as much information as they can if I can connect it. Our CRM, our emails, our chat. Does that answer the question?
Great.
You think?
Yeah, so Breeze will grow in value when you use HubSpot more and more and have more
Yes,
contacts
100%.
and companies and marketing campaigns.
Yeah, and of course, sorry, every AI is a specific, feature. Our prospecting agents are designed to give you information that will help you tailor the message that you want to use to do outreach to your prospects. So, of course, let's not forget what is the main goal objective of each AI.
Great. Thank you, Sven, for popping this question. I hope that was answer enough for you. So actually, there are no more questions. There was this one. So I only hope that you will contact us if you have more questions, or you have something you want to ask about HubSpot and how you can manage a better marketing and sales growth with a tool like HubSpot and an agency like Relevance. So again, thank you very much, Simona, for joining and helping us
Pleasure.
today. And thank you to all of you participants, and hope to see you next Thursday. It's my partner, Lasse, that will have that webinar. So thank you for now, and have a nice day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.